Cupertino is officially on notice. For the last 2 years, we thought the Apple Watch Ultra was the absolute peak of rugged wearables, but the supply chain just leaked the entire blueprint for the Garmin Fenix 9 Pro. And honestly, it makes Apple's flagship look like a cheap toy. We are looking at a total hardware reset that completely embarrasses what we expect from a premium smartwatch. If you rely on your wearable for actual off-grid survival, or even just heavy daily use, you need to hear what is happening right now on the production lines, because Apple's dominance in this space is about to take a massive hit. Let us start with the display, because this is where the drama really kicks off. You probably remember the reports from Ross Young a few months ago detailing how Apple completely scrapped their incredibly expensive in-house MicroLED project for the Apple Watch Ultra 3. They just could not figure out how to manufacture them at scale, without the costs spiraling out of control. Well, according to the latest whispers from the ELEC and chatter from supply chain insiders, Garmin practically laughed at that limitation. They have apparently scaled up their own micro-LED manufacturing capacity massively. The Fenix 9 Pro is targeting a genuinely absurd 5,000 nits of peak brightness. To put that in perspective, the Apple Watch Ultra maxes out at 3,000 nits, and it aggressively uses thermal throttling to dim that screen the second it gets slightly warm. Garmin's micro-LED technology is totally different. It uses microscopic individual light-emitting diodes for every single subpixel, which gives you those true, rich deep blacks of an organic LED display without any of the high power consumption or burn-in risks. You can stand on a blinding white glacier at high noon, and this screen will remain perfectly legible, without destroying your battery life. Speaking of battery life, this is where Garmin is pulling off an engineering masterstroke that makes me question why I still put up with the Apple tax. Insider patents confirm the Fenix 9 Pro is rolling out Solar 3.0 technology. Previously, Garmin's solar tech either sat as a thick visible ring around the bezel, or as a hazy layer over the glass that ruined contrast. Not anymore. Their engineering teams figured out how to integrate high-efficiency photovoltaic structures natively into the sublayers of the micro-LED matrix itself. By moving the solar harvesting tech directly into the underlying display architecture, they are increasing the light-collecting surface area by over 40%. Pair that new display with a brand-new ultra-low-power dual-core processor, and the battery efficiency is frankly hard to believe. Current Garmin flagships do about 27 days, but the Fenix 9 Pro is projected to hit an unprecedented 35 to 40 days of standard smartwatch use on a single charge. Are you guys honestly still charging your smartwatches every single day? Or have you already jumped ship to a brand that respects your time? Let me know down in the comments, because charging my Apple Watch Ultra every 36 hours is getting incredibly old. But a watch built for the backcountry is only useful if it can actually keep you alive when things go wrong. Garmin is heavily doubling down on standalone communication, completely bypassing the need for a paired smartphone. They already changed the game with integrated in-reach satellite technology and low-power LTE, allowing you to trigger an SOS or text 50 miles offshore. The problem was that older system required a bulky split antenna architecture, meaning they had to ditch the smaller 43mm casing option, because the hardware physically would not fit. That changes today. Garmin just filed groundbreaking patents for a unified multiband geometric antenna layout. This integrates the GPS, global LTE, and satellite transceivers directly into the hardened titanium bezel. DigiTimes recently reported on similar manufacturing techniques, noting how incredibly difficult it is to pull this off without signal interference. This massive architectural triumph means Garmin can finally bring full satellite connectivity to all wrist sizes without making the watch case thicker or heavier. The upgrades keep going, and they strike right at the heart of Apple's health ambitions. We have seen endless reports from Mark Gurman stating that Apple's continuous blood pressure monitoring is delayed year after year, because they cannot get the calibration right. While Garmin is introducing their next-generation biometric array, the Elevate Gen 6 optical sensor. The new array uses a completely redesigned multi-wavelength light path that penetrates deeper into your skin tissue. This gives the Fenix 9 Pro highly requested medical-grade tracking metrics, including non-invasive continuous blood pressure trend monitoring and advanced sweat loss composition analysis. You can finish a brutal marathon and the watch will literally calculate your exact milligram sodium depletion. It is insane. Durability is getting a massive overhaul as well. Makotakara has been dropping hints for years about Apple trying to move to solid-state buttons on their devices to eliminate water ingress, but Garmin is actually doing it. They are implementing full commercial-grade inductive buttons across the entire Fenix 9 Pro lineup. Standard smartwatch buttons rely on physical mechanical shafts that pierce the casing. That is a massive vulnerability point where high-pressure water or fine silt can slowly leak inside. Inductive buttons use magnetic sensors to detect your press without needing a physical hole in the watch housing. This grants the Fenix 9 Pro a true 40-meter dive rating and full compliance with strict military standards for thermal shock and impact resistance. Software is also taking a massive leap forward. A lot of people stay locked in the Apple ecosystem because of the seamless integration and smooth UI. Garmin knows this, so they are dumping their old static menu systems. They are introducing a highly fluid, responsive user interface specifically built to leverage the high refresh rate of that new MicroLED panel. Swiping through widgets and maps will finally feel fast and intuitive, matching the premium hardware feel. Plus, they are leaning heavily into local edge computed data processing, meaning the watch relies less on pinging a server and does the heavy lifting right on your wrist for zero latency. So when does this absolute beast hit the market? Ming-Chi Kuo and other supply chain analysts have noted accelerated development tracks for premium wearables this year. And the Fenix 9 Pro is firmly scheduled for a September to October launch window. That places it in direct, brutal competition with the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Because it packs titanium, sapphire crystal, integrated satellite hardware, and that wild micro-LED display, it will sit firmly in the ultra-premium tier. You are looking at a starting price of around $1,199 for the 47mm version, while the massive 51mm variant will easily command $1,299. It is expensive, but for an indestructible device with an infinite battery and a screen Apple couldn't even figure out how to make, I think Cupertino should be very, very worried.